Good morning, class. My name is Mr. Ben Rogers. We are learning entrepreneurship today. I will take you through the introduction, that is chapter 1, and we shall look at the chapter objectives. By the end of chapter 1, the learner is expected to understand the following. Number 1, the learner is expected to understand the concept of entrepreneurship and its role in the economy. Number 2, the learner is expected to appreciate the aspect of self-employment as a means of earning a living. Number 3, the learner is expected to understand the various types of entrepreneurs that exist in various industries. And finally, number 4, the learner is expected to acquire a deeper understanding of what it takes to be an entrepreneur and the challenges to expect in the quests. Those are the objectives. We are going to look at the key terms in chapter 1 and also in the course. We are going to come across the word entrepreneur, and entrepreneur is someone who devises a new production methodology and producing output, that is goods or services, based on the new concept. An entrepreneur is someone who devises a new production methodology and produces output based on the new concept. In other words, an entrepreneur is a person, an individual, who invents a new way, a new method of producing goods and services. Then another concept is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the process of coming up with new processes or ways of achieving some set objectives. It is the process of devising a new process that will make production more efficient. In other words, entrepreneurship is now the process of inventing, of critical thinking, in order to come up with a new way of producing goods and services, to come up with a new way of improving lives, to come up with a new way of making life more efficient, making production more efficient. And then the other key term that will come across in the chapter is self-employment. Self-employment is a concept that arises when the entrepreneur relies on revenues from his business as a source of income. Self-employment is a concept that arises when the entrepreneur relies on revenues from his business as a source of income. So self-employment arises when an entrepreneur starts a business and the business is successful. At some point, the owner of the business, who is the entrepreneur, will depend on the money, the revenue that is coming from that business. And we call that concept self-employment. Now we look at the concept of entrepreneurship. Concept of entrepreneurship. Any given economy needs both the government and the private sector to grow. The economy of any country, whether in Kenya, in Somalia, in the United States, wherever in the world, any economy needs both the activities of the government and also the activities of the private sector to grow, to develop, to stabilize. The needs of the country cannot be feasibly catered for by the state on its own. Yeah, the activities of the government only are not enough to cater for the state. Yeah, the needs of the country cannot be comfortably catered for by the activities of the government. And therefore, individuals also need to establish themselves as key components in any healthy economy. People need to establish themselves to support the economy. They need to establish themselves as important figures in the economy. And the role of the individual in developing the economy, in supporting the economy, is what we are going to look at in the following sections. In other words, the concept of entrepreneurship arises from the role of the individual in supporting the economy. The role of the individual in supporting the economy is from there is where the concept of entrepreneurship arises. We are going to look at who is an entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? We say that an entrepreneur is someone who devises a new way of looking at things and producing output out of the new concept. An entrepreneur is an individual who invents, who discovers a new way of looking at things and producing output out of the new concept. You see, given an existing technology or some kind of invention, the entrepreneur will come up with a process that will utilize the available tools and technologies to produce a good or a service that will add value to the economy and benefit both him and the society. Given an existing technology or some kind of invention, the entrepreneur will come up with a process that will utilize the available tools and technologies to produce a good or a service that will add value to the economy and benefit both him and the society. So an entrepreneur can use an existing kind of technology to invent, to create a new way of producing goods and services. to ensure that he adds value to the economy, and also himself or herself will stand to benefit, and also the society. Take, for example, uh, the developer of telecommunication network in Somalia, Hormuz Telecommunication. That network was developed from existing technology. Information technology was used to develop that telecommunication network. And from that establishment of Hormuz, the economy of Somalia has benefited. Citizens of Somalia have benefited. They are employed. People can communicate. And most importantly, the owner of the company, who is the entrepreneur, also benefits. He gets income from that business. Okay, next. He is one who will take the risk of the success or failure of the new venture, and will also stand in to reap the rewards. An entrepreneur is the one who will take the risk of success or failure of the new venture, of the new business, and will also stand in to reap the rewards. When an entrepreneur starts a business, that business can be successful or can fail. Therefore, as an entrepreneur, one has to take the risk of success or failure. And if the business is a success, the entrepreneur harvests all the rewards. If the business is a failure, the entrepreneur gets the loss. He incurs the loss. Next, an entrepreneur takes the chance that the new idea will work, and he directs all his resources towards making the process a success. You see, when the entrepreneur is starting the business, he has faith. He has faith that this business must be successful, and therefore he directs all his resources. He invests investment in the business. That is, skills will be invested there, time will be invested there, and also money will be invested there to ensure that the business is a success. The fear of failing always looms around the mind of an entrepreneur. But driven by ambition and the desire to succeed, the entrepreneur sees his project to completion. See, there is fear that this business may fail, this business may blah, 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 this may happen. There is fear of failing. Everyone has fear of failing when you are starting something. However, an entrepreneur is driven by ambition and the desire for success. And therefore, he sees the project to completion. That is all about who is an entrepreneur. We are going to look at self-employment. Self-employment. We say that self-employment is a concept that has arisen as a result of entrepreneurship. It is a concept that arises when an entrepreneur relies on income from the business. An entrepreneur depends on the income from the business. So self-employment has arisen, is a concept that has developed due to entrepreneurship. The process of entrepreneurship eventually brings self-employment to the face here. Without entrepreneurship, there will be no self-employment. An entrepreneur can make huge gains if his business is a success. As I said earlier, when the business is successful, when the investment by the entrepreneur is successful, then the entrepreneur will make huge gains. He will benefit massively. He will gain money and also experience. However, should the business experience difficulties, however, should the business experience difficulties, whether financial or others, then the entrepreneur stands to lose a lot of his investments. Should the business experience difficulties, whether financial or otherwise, the entrepreneur stands to lose a lot of his investments. Yeah, you have invested your money, your time, your skills there. Then the business fails due to financial issues, financial crises, politics, economics. If there are such difficulties, the entrepreneur will lose all his investments. This condition may even lead to bankruptcy. You lose everything, all your assets. That is bankruptcy. You lose everything. Okay. However, as an entrepreneur, you need to be wise. You need to know how to overcome such challenges. So an entrepreneur may mitigate against the risk of failure through the following ways. An entrepreneur is a smart person. He can contain the risk of failure through the following. This is what an entrepreneur can do to reduce the risk of failing. Number one, insuring the business against losses. I know you know about insurance companies. An entrepreneur should cover his business against losses. The losses can be in form of burglary. Burglary is theft, or fire. There can be fire. So an entrepreneur should go to the insurance company and be covered, get cover for burglary and for fire. Among other losses, other chances of losses, they should be covered by insurance companies to ensure that if there is burglary, if there is fire, then the insurance company will pay the entrepreneur and he will be able to get back running. He'll be able to get back to reinstate the business. Number two, co-owning the business with a partner, sharing the business. You know, the entrepreneur can also say that when there is a loss, okay, I'll have another person, we partner, so that in case there is that undesirable event, if there's an undesirable event, then we can share the loss with another person. We can share the loss with another person. Therefore, you get a partner. However, this option, now getting a partner, co-owning the business with a partner, dilutes the ownership. It dilutes the ownership of the business, and therefore, when there are benefits, you don't get all the benefits. You share them with someone else. Number three, you can invest in extra security in the event that the business deals in valuable products. For example, if you are trading, if you invest in selling valuable products. You are selling minerals, you are selling petroleum products, very expensive products. It is important that you invest in extra security measures. You employ guards, you have even security personnel, like you can get police officers so that they cover you. You ensure that your products are secure. Then number 4, securing the services of a risk assessment expert. Securing the services of a risk assessment expert. This is a preventive measure and will highlight the areas of risk in the business that the entrepreneur needs to be aware of, hence make vital decisions. Here you need to get a risk assessment expert so that he will tell you when you want to invest on a new thing, he'll tell you when you invest here, this and this may happen. When you invest in this place, you'll experience these challenges, and this is the way you can overcome them, and so forth. So getting a risk assessment expert will be a good measure to ensure that you control the risk of failure. So the entrepreneur puts himself in a safe position, both for his business and for himself, if he does any of the above. However, depending on the business, the entrepreneur can get other risk mitigating measures that are appropriate for the kind of their business. So my four measures are not exhaustive. It is not all of them. It will depend with your business on the measures that you take. We have come to the end of our class. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We shall continue from there in the next session.